Happy Easter morning. We're in the first shed today, and I'm going to share with you something really exciting before we head off to church this morning. So this is called an incubator, a forced air incubator. And what we have in here are 2 goose eggs. So I will show you what they look like. There they are, 2 goose eggs. I won't want to let the heat out too much, but so the reason we're doing this is because our goose does not set on her own eggs. She lays them, but she doesn't set on them. It's very hard for us to collect the goose eggs because the daddy goose is very, very protective. But we kind of can trick them and distract him, and then somebody else can go get the eggs. So we've gotten 2 so far. She doesn't lay them every day, but we have collected 2 so far. So how does this incubator work? Well, what you do is at the bottom of that screen, you saw that screen, right? See the screen right there? Underneath that, there's some grooves in there, in that styrofoam. You put water in those grooves. That helps with the humidity, because the humidity while in the incubator has to be 50% humidity. So every day, probably 3 times a day, when you have to turn the egg, you have to turn the eggs 180 degrees 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and night, because these are big eggs. So the incubator does come with an egg turner for chicken eggs, but the goose eggs too big, so we have to manually turn them. So 3 times a day, turn the eggs, make sure that there's water, pour water into those eggs to keep the humidity percent at 50%. And right here is your gauge. This little one is the humidity. The big one is the temperature. The temperature for a forced air humidifier, or not humidifier, incubator, must be at 99.5 degrees. Now, this thermometer, though, could be off, and we wouldn't know that. So we put a second thermometer inside with the eggs. That is a mercury thermometer. So that way we need to make sure the temperatures are correct, because we're finding this temperature is not quite exactly correct. So that's why having 2 of them, then you can kind of balance them out. Okay, so we have the temperature, you have your humidity. 28 to 35 days does it take a goose egg to hatch. So that's how long it takes. After the first 10 days, you need to start misting with a little water bottle the eggs, because you want to keep them moist. Humidity, moisture is really important. Hatching eggs, you do not want them to get dried out. So, and then, sorry, at day 10, and then until they hatch, you'll mist them every day. And now when they are actually hatching, though, your humidity has to go up. It has to go to 75% humidity when they're hatching, because the little baby in there has to stay moist to get out of the egg. It cannot dry up. If it's going to dry up, it's going to get stuck. I mean, I've seen, because sometimes when the chicken or the goose or the duck or whatever your fowl is hatching the egg, sometimes if the egg is not moist enough, shall we say, it's dry in there, and the baby animal cannot hatch out. So the humidity is very, very, very important. Very important. So that's when it's hatching, 75% humidity. Then once they are hatched, though, and they dry out in here, then take them to the brooder house. So now, of course, though, too, with the incubator, you're not necessarily going to be 100% successful. In wild animals are not 100% successful either. Chickens, anything. So I don't know if these are going to hatch. So let's just pray about it, right? So that is what we need. What we need to do, because always praying will always, if it's in God's will, your prayers will be answered, and that's for sure. And so if God wants these baby goose to hatch, then they will hatch, and I am for sure about that. And so I don't know if we're going to be collecting any more goose eggs. I don't know. If we collect more and we put them in there, we'll have to mark them, so we know which ones, of course, at what day, I suppose, when we got them in there, so then we would know about the hatching because of the turning and the humidity and things like that. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll have to talk to my husband, and we'll kind of talk about it, and we'll have to see what we're going to do, or if this is just going to be the 2 and we'll just see what happens. I don't really know about that. And then also, if you watch keep an eye on my channel, because here, I don't know the day that we can start doing this with the eggs, but we're going to do a candling video. I will show you how to candle the eggs as you're waiting for them to hatch. So keep watching on my channel to see when we're going to do that, and I will explain that to you. And I think that's everything about hatching a goose egg in the incubator. So please keep watching my channel. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all of our viewers and our subscribers. And please subscribe. If you're just watching my channel, but you haven't pushed the subscribe button, please push it, because it's really helpful. It's really helpful to me, and it really helps me to be able to spread God's love and God's blessings through my channel to you all. So we hope you have a blessed Easter. Bye.